Hi, what causes in a woman a kuruta? Ebu belly guamo, billion. What you want to men a pilotimo? Well, it's a biniguamo, billion. Kulio, bilio, Chukoki Kabiama. Borona nyaga, Kulio, bilio, Chukoki Kabiama. Borona nyaga. Kulio, bilisiano, Chukoki Kabiama. Uzerana nyaga. Kulio, biliano, Chukoki Kabiama. Uzerana nyaga. Maximum respect to my own diluted leader, Prophet Mazin Nandekano. EU kept quiet, America kept quiet, UN kept quiet, the whole world kept quiet. EU kept quiet, America kept quiet, UN kept quiet, the whole world kept quiet. EU kept quiet, America kept quiet, UN kept quiet, the whole world kept quiet. EU kept quiet, America kept quiet, UN kept quiet, the whole world kept quiet. They came from Sahel, they came from Chad, they came from Nigeria, Senegal and Mali, claiming our land, killing our people because of our blessings. My God, go to the bushes now, they're everywhere. Kidnapping and killing people every day. Raping and killing our women and men, slaughtering them in their family. Hey God, kidnapping and killing Christians night and day, and nobody they talk. Chimo, impending and ruling we anyhow. As if you are not human being, my God. Abducting and killing Biafra every day. And the whole world they watch, the whole world they see. Kulio, Chukoki Kabiama. Kulio, Chukoki Kabiama. Corona Nyaga. What was it in the problem? Ebu belly guamo, billion. But you're about to make a pilotimo. But it's a mini guamo, billion. Kulio, Chukoki Kabiama. They splitted us just in the killers. They rape our papa, they rape our mama. He go down, we are one. Ishan and Banke, we are one people. The Robo is so good, we are one. He's on security, we are one people. Ogoni Calabari, we are one. Calabar and Igbo, we are one. He go down, we are one. Ishan and Banke, we are one people. Robo is so good, we are one. He's on security, we are one people. Ogoni Calabari, we are one. Calabar and Igbo, we are one people. They splitted us, just the killers. They rape our papa, they rape our mama, they rape our wives, they rape our girls, they rape our sisters, raping even our children, raping their car with the gospel and to women with the top and they die. Small. Chukoki Kabiama. Chukoki Kabiama. Corona Nyaga. Chukoki Kabiama. Corona Nyaga. Chukoki Kabiama. Corona Nyaga. Go to the one nation. Wake up now and fight for your freedom. Wake up, your foundation. Wake up.
na-adịghị ekwe omume, ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume ka ọ na-eme.
And I will announce to you today, we are now fighting them back. And we will continue to fight them back until we get to a point where the international community will listen to how they kill us and how we pick up arms to fight back.
We are live and we are direct. Zoo is panicking. Zoo is panicking. I tell you the truth. It doesn't. I don't care who you are. I don't care.
I have not just I will, I have become your last bus stop. And said it from the beginning till now. I will be your end until Biafra come. Ichigo munu baki emu. Munyonu ni te. Ana me see you there. Unu ga no gide there aso until Biafra will come.
And what we want to make abundantly clear is that we are warning everybody who is a stakeholder in the zoo about our determination and our resolve to ensure that our land is defended. This is a resolution we have reached, and it is cast in stone.
must proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwu Okike Abiyama, who said it in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, nanyị nke bi n'eluigwe, ka aha gị dị nsọ, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee. All over this very planet that you created, they are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation, as only you ordained, that this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit, because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace. Under our command, O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world. I appreciate everybody who has connected to this program today. Wherever you are connecting from, I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide you, protect you, and secure you. I thank everybody who has joined me on this very broadcast today. I thank you so much, and I appreciate you so much. I appreciate Lady J. Edos. Thank you so much, Lady J. Thank you for your support. I sincerely appreciate you, and wherever you bring the support from, Chukwu Okike Abiama will bless you more and more and increase you. Thank you so much, Lady J. I appreciate you. I welcome everybody who has joined me on this platform today. Anybody have joined, any place you are joining from, I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you. Immaculata Eze, thank you so much for joining. Immaculata Ada Zion, thank you so much for joining. Ada, you're always here, my sister. Thank you for joining. Nah, thank you so much for joining. Nah, Patience, thank you so much. Nice Patience Apan, thank you so much for joining. Nah, Patience. Nkemjika, thank you so much for joining. Nkemjika, thank you so much. James Obiora, thank you so much for joining. James Obiora, thank you for joining. Akachukwu Okike, thank you so much for joining. Akachukwu Okike Abiama, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Benjamin Uche, thank you for joining. Benjamin Uche. Teresa R, thank you so much for joining. Teresa, I appreciate you. Nkechi Anyoke. Nkechi Anyoke, thank you so much for joining. Nkechi, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Teresa, thank you so much for joining. My sister Ada Zion, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate everyone who has joined. Eva Martins, thank you for joining. Chukwudi Don, thank you for joining. Chukwudi, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for connecting and joining. Nah, thank you for joining. Isioma Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining. Nah, thank you so much for joining. Joseph Miller, thank you for joining. Joseph Miller. Chidi Peters, thank you for joining. Chidi Peters, thank you so much for joining. Obanede Andy, thank you so much for joining. Obanede Andy. Benny Chooks, thank you for joining. Benny Chooks. Nicholas, thank you for joining, Nicholas. Christiana Okorie, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate everybody who have joined. Lady J, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for your support. I appreciate everybody that have connected to the broadcast today. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every single one of us. We have come to do the needful as we always do. I appreciate every one of you who has spent his or her time to come on this very platform today to give support, to continue to preach the gospel and propagate the message of truth and sincerity. I appreciate every one of you, and we will continue to send out the message out there. Please, as you join the platform, please kindly click like. Click like the broadcast and share. Like and share. It is very, very important for you to like and share. That is the only way we can be able to overcome the algorithm, to make sure that the information gets to people that need to hear us. So many people have subscribed to this very channel, but they don't get the notification. The only way they can get the notification is when you click like. Try as much as possible. Each time you go to a platform where the agitators are broadcasting, the autopiloted group are broadcasting, please like and share. It is very important. That is one of the way you can be able to support us. Like and share. Every one of us are in the media. As you are on the media and the comment section and making your comments, you are equally doing your own part. You are playing a major role. While you are there, you're playing a major role that is going to affect everyone. My sister Linda TV show, I appreciate you so much, my sister Linda TV show. You are always my strength, and you're always there giving me the support. I thank you so much, Linda TV show. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to strengthen you. So as I was saying, please try, like, and share as you join the broadcast, and Chukwu Okike Abiama will continue to guide us, strengthen us, and give us the energy to move forward. No matter the attack, no matter the disruption, no matter the obstacles, we will continue until Biafra comes. We will continue until Biafra comes. Do not be distracted. That is all I got to tell you today. Do not be distracted. Do not be distracted. Let me tell you, it is no longer time for us to begin to shout or begin to beg people or begin to tell you what to do. Today, that thing we have been talking about for a very long time, that we have been crying about for a very long time, it is happening. It is happening. It is happening. It is happening. Biafra land is under attack. In as much as it has been under attack for a very long time, but the attack in Biafra land have intensified. The attack on Biafra land have intensified. The Janjaweed, they know that Biafra is coming. They know very, very well that Biafra is coming. And that is what I tell everybody. The only people that do not know that Biafra is at the door is even the Biafra themselves. The people that seem not to know the time that we are in, the people that seem not to understand the time that we're in are Biafran people themselves. The enemies of Biafra, they know that Biafra is at the door. The moles, they know that Biafra is at the door. The saboteurs, the Caliphate themselves, they know that the Biafra is at the door. The only people that seem not to believe it and know it is the real Biafran themselves. Some of us still think it's a joke. That is why sometimes when informations are passed, you do not key into that information. That is why when things are being said, you do not key into what is being said. But let me tell you, in the time that we are in, it is a critical time. A critical time that every Biafran have to wake up. Let me tell you, it is no longer time for play. It is not time for joke. It is not time to play around. It is not time to sleep. It is time to be awake. You have to be awake 24/7. You have to be alert 24/7. Biafran land is under attack. And let me tell you and tell you again, it doesn't matter the amount of attack they bring upon Biafra land. Biafra will definitely come. The only reason why you see them intensifying the attack, they know that as we draw closer to Biafra, in 100 days, we are getting to Biafra. In 100 days, as we draw closer to Biafra in that 100 days, they want to do everything possible to distract you. If you are careless, you might end up losing your life. And this message mainly to people who are in Biafra land. That is why you must share. Share to every platform you belong. Send information to every platform. Let them come and hear. This is a time that we must have to be sensitive to every information. You must have to be security conscious at every given minute. The war has intensified in Biafra land. I'm not going to tell you that the war has started because it has been there for a very long time. They have intensified on the attack on Biafra land. And the Biafrans are fighting back. We are fighting back. We are fighting back. And we will never stop until Biafra comes. It has become very, very clear that nobody is going to fight for you. Nobody is going to stand for you. Nobody will speak for you. You will defend your face. You will speak for yourself and you will rise up for yourself. It is time for us to take our land. It is time for every Biafran to sit up. Some of you must have seen so many videos that are flying here and there. Mothers are crying. Children are crying. Men and women are crying, weeping everywhere. And yet, nobody seems to be paying attention. Nobody seems to be paying attention. But the only joy we have is that our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekan, knew of today. He knew that today was going to come. And he started early to prepare us. Mazen Nandekan started early to prepare us. He gave us all the instruments that we need. He laid a strong foundation built on rock. He laid a foundation on rock, a foundation that is solid. All we have to do is to build on that foundation. And that is where our spokesperson, Master Simon Epa, came in. Through the grace of Chukwu Gabiama and the anointing that was transferred to Master Simon Epa, today, he is building on that very foundation laid by Master Nandekam. Foundation of truth and consistency. Foundation of truth and consistency. That is where the autopiloted group, every single one of us, that is where we are standing. And that is why we are unshakable. That is why we cannot be moved. That is why nobody can push us around. That is why we are moving forward ever and backward never. That is why every single idiot that has stood against the autopilot, they are decimated and destroyed. Because we are standing on the solid foundation led by Mazen Nandekano. Chukwu Kabiama will never leave us unprotected. He will never leave us without a guidance. That was why he gave us Mazen Nandekano. And Mazen Nandekano started early to prepare us for what is happening today in Nigeria. Today, the terrorists have woken to take over Nigeria. Every necessary information you need are there. The only thing is that the people who the information is meant for are not paying attention. Every necessary info, there is nothing you are seeing today that has not been talked about. Mazen Nandekano started far back, when nobody was speaking about it. He began to shout, defend your land, protect yourself, defend your land, protect yourself. He began to shout. And some people called him mad. Some say he's not mentally sound. They called him all manner of name simply because he was telling them to protect themselves. Some got angry. Even his own friends, his own brothers came after him, against him, because he was telling them to prepare themselves for today. And that cry that Mazen Dan came crying, today, you can see it clearly that they are here. It is no longer they are coming. For a very long time, Mazen Dan came, they are coming. And that was one of the reasons why they kidnapped Mazen Nandekano, because of the message was this. Remember Obadiah Melafia, who they killed. They took away Obadiah Melafia because he was revealing informations. Go and check what Obadiah Melafia said. That in 2022 they're going to bring war. Haven't you seen that war? Okay, you are still waiting until it gets your doorstep before you begin to convince. No problem. Keep waiting. Keep waiting. You had that Juma came and warned you. A former chief of army staff warned and told you to defend yourself. For a very long time, people have been speaking, defend yourself. And they thought it's just a child's play. People think it's a joke, it's a play. Even recently, Mustafa, former ADC to Abacha, who is contesting presidency, came out and said that the insecurity, the kind of arms that is coming into it, I will play the video tomorrow by God's grace. I don't have the video very close to me now. I'm going to play the video tomorrow. So Mustafa made a standing report lately that the kind of arms that is flowing into the zoo as it stands so, that he's not sure that the election is going to hold. They are pumping arms. The federal government is sponsoring armed groups, bringing armed groups. Remember how they brought Boko Haram? The Fulani herdsmen you are talking about, remember how it was during the time of Buhari. The Fulani herdsmen that you are fighting for today, it was Buhari that brought them, Buhari and El-Rufai. They didn't deny it. El-Rufai went and brought all the terrorists, all the Fulani terrorists, and told them to come to Nigeria to help them win the election. El-Rufai went. He didn't deny it. El-Rufai said it on national television. I'm going to get those videos and begin to pray it so that you can be able to remember, refresh your memory. El-Rufai came and said that he went to beg them to pay them money to stop killing. Did they stop? Of course, they never stopped. And today again, you forgot that one of the people contesting for election in Nigeria is the leader of Boko Haram. One of the person contesting to be your vice president in APC is the leader of Boko Haram. You saw him where he was recruiting members of Boko Haram into the military. I played the video yesterday. You saw it. And all of a sudden, you think it will be a child's play. That is why when I see people who are talking about obedient, disobedient, that I pity them. I pity them. I don't know where. I pity them so much. And there was a question somebody asked. If at the end of the day, which we know is what is going to happen, at the end of the day, when they finally rig the election and your obedience didn't work out, what are you going to do? If at the end of the day, when they push your Peter Obi out and it becomes very clear that he's heading nowhere, what will you do? Do you have the capacity to protest? Can you be able to face the bullets? Because you know the zoo will always open up fire on innocent people. They did it in NSAS and they will not hesitate in doing it again and again and again. By the time they must have declared the terrorists the winner and your Peter Obi is nowhere, what are you going to do? Just answer that question. If you can answer that question effectively, genuinely in your heart, then you begin to know where you will stand. And if your answer is that after Peter Obi have lost, then you begin to jump Biafra, you are a madman. You are a madman. But thank your star that for us, we don't have anything to do with it. Our program remains as it is. 100 days to go. For the autopiloted IPOB established by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the spokesmanship of Mazi Simon Ekpa, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we stand on Biafra. It is Biafra or nothing. We are not asking for restructuring. We are not asking for Igbo presidency. We are not asking for Southern presidency. We are not asking for any fourth of post. What we are asking for is self-determination for the indigenous people. The Oduduwa people are asking for the same thing. Oduduwa people want self-determination. That is what they are going after. They are not interested in your election or whatever you call it. The Biafra people are not interested. And we will walk out of that zoo in 2023. In 100 days to go. In 100 days, Biafra, you are going to see Biafra before your own very eyes. For those of you who still think it's a joke, I think by now many people have begun to see it clear that the only solution for you and I is to get out of this very zoo. And nobody will tell me that you don't know why we are fighting. You don't know why we want to go out. You don't know if you are in that zoo, if you are indigenous person, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your location. If you are in that zoo and today you still say you don't know why people who are asking for self-determination are asking for it, you are deceiving yourself. And I bet you one Nigeria will swallow you. If you are an indigenous person at this particular point in time, you are still bent on talking about one Nigeria and fighting against those who are asking for their legitimate right of self-determination. Wait for it. One Nigeria is going to happen to you. You think it's a joke. You think it's a joke. Well, I'm going to play one video that I came across. Let me play that video. Maybe it's going to be a wake-up call for some people who are sleeping. There are some videos that we have to play. Somebody who escaped the Fulani terrorists. Some of you have just forgotten. You think they've gone. They've gone nowhere. They are very much around, preparing. Everything that you heard Oboda Melafia said is going to come to pass. They are preparing for war. And they don't care anymore. They are coming into the cities. They are attacking people in the cities. You see why you must stand up. You see why you must stand up. Begin to find out what is your own people doing. What are the Oduduwa people doing to secure themselves? What preparation are they making? Key in and join them and find out their preparation. If you are an Oduduwa person, join them and begin to do what they are doing. Support their force. If you are a Biafran, join the Biafran struggle. We are not even begging. Play your own role. If you know what you have to do, the time is now, not tomorrow. In Biafra land, even as you are watching today, as you are watching this video, the war is on in Biafra land. And we are engaging them. You heard our spokesman, Master Samuel, say it all the time. We are fighting back. It is not a joke. The Biafrans are fighting back on different fronts. You might not notice it. We are fighting on different fronts. So many of you who are very confident on social media must have seen some evidence. Some of them are so horrific. I cannot play the videos here for you. I only play the ones I can be able to play. So many videos are available, but I can't share with you. Biafra land is under occupation, and it is a very critical time. It is a very critical time, and we are fighting back. You heard Master Samuel say it, that we have picked up and we will fight back. We will fight back. We have cried enough. Nobody was listening. We cried and cried and cried. Nobody was paying attention. We wrote letters and wrote letters. Nobody paid attention. We complained and complained. Nobody paid attention. But today, we can't complain anymore. The time has come for us to take the bull by the horn. And we cannot fold our hands and watch our life wasted. We are going to defend ourselves by all means possible. Yes, we will. We are going to defend Biafra land. And it is your responsibility. It is my responsibility to play our role, to defend Biafra land with all our strength and our might. Our Supreme Leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who we all love and adore, he said it in clear terms. Our responsibility is to defend Biafra land by all means possible. And no inch of Biafra land must be taken away. For a very long time, you have been seeing all this their campaign that they use to distract you, confuse you. They use the campaign to distract you and confuse you. Meanwhile, I have been asking, do you think that the Fulani killers have disappeared? The Fulani terrorists, all of a sudden, you think they just disappeared into the air? Or did you hear any day they told that the government went into the bushes and brought them out? They are still very much around. Just as they told the prelate they kidnapped that they are waiting for orders. And when they get that orders, they are going to come heavily on the indigenous people in that contraption. The only thing you have to do now is to prepare yourself. The ESN is fighting on different fronts. The ESN is fighting against the Nigerian military Janjaweed, fighting against the terrorists, fighting against the herdsmen, fighting against the Saboutuers, fighting against the Bubago that the criminals have found to fight against them. A whole front, the 70 fronts, that will show you that ESN is facing a great challenge. But I tell you, Chukwu Okike Abiama is standing with them. All they need from you and I is support. All they need from you and I is support. Any way you can support the ESN, by all means possible, either prayer-wise, financially, any angle you can support them, support them. And the time is now. I have said it. This is not the time for you to begin to begin to prepare on how to take a chieftaincy title. This is not the time to go and take a chieftaincy title on 180 roll. The only on 180 roll today is Chukwu Okike Abiama. The only title you can do today is to invest your money in ESN. Give them their support. As the fundraising is coming on Saturday, go there and donate your widow's mite. It is we that will defend our land. Nobody will do it for you. Nobody anywhere will defend. It is you that will defend your land. Chukwu Okike Abiama has given us that mandate and grace to defend it. Not only, he gave us the grace and to defend it. And if we follow the right thing, we will defend it, and no inch of Biafra land will be lost. For those of you who think there's a child's play, I'm going to play a video. This is something that just happened recently for you to be able to understand what is happening in the zoo. Why we must get out of the zoo. In case you think it's a joke. Watch this.
Usually every night when I finish my training at any of my facilities in Aja, Jakonde, Elegushi, Marwa, or Banana Island, I have several facilities on the island that I provide skate coaching services to every day of the week. So because of the fact that most of my classes end around 7, and by that time there would have been a heavy build-up of traffic, especially on 3rd Milan break, that could, delay my arrival at home for about 2 or 3 hours. And I don't typically like sitting in traffic. Sometimes when I drive, I even park my car wherever I train, and come to pick it maybe during the weekend. So, but today, because I had a lot of sessions, I was tired, and I just decided, let me get a commercial bus. However long it takes, at least I will get home. Maybe I can even sleep, catch my breath inside the bus. Since I got into a bus that called Yanoworo, I noticed that there was this weird smell in the bus, and anybody who has been involved in anything, military training or settings, will know about gases that knock people off. So I knew that was what it was. So I spat in my hanky and I used it to cover my nose. In about 5 or 10 minutes, every other occupant of the vehicle were all asleep, aside from the team members who had all brought out, coincidentally, nose masks to cover their noses. So their leader at the front looked back and shouted at me that you they sleep. Waiting you they find, waiting you they look. Then I knew that, okay, these guys are kidnappers. So we started exchanging words, and I wasn't rude or anything. I was just begging them, appealing to them that the phone I'm using is an Samsung Galaxy S22 and it's 1.3 million in the market now. That I can give it to them. At least they can still sell it for 800K. I told them, this is my ATM, you can empty it. I have a very big chain that is worth millions. I told them, this chain, you can take it. But they refused. They said, the only place where I will come down is when they are going to dagger me and pieces me. Anyway, because they saw that I was shouting and all that, they veered up the road and went to that place that leads to Adeniji underbridge. They took that way and parked under the bridge. It was pitch dark. They brought me out and they started using knife, cutlass, different things on me. Now I'm fortified. I'm an African, so of course I don't take anything for granted. I don't take chances. So I'm fortified. So when they saw that the stabbing attempts on my body, the knife was not entering, their dagger, their kitchen knives.
Sorry, that very interview wasn't complete, but I'm going to get the complete this and play for you. This is the experience of somebody in the zoo that was kidnapped. In the city, not in the bush. This time around is in the city. The Fulanese kidnapped him. They stabbed him. They tried to cut him with knife and cut off his head. He couldn't penetrate because he has some fortification in him. This is what is happening. They are now in the city. It is not even going to the bushes again. It is no longer when you say you go to the bush and you begin to, it is no longer in the bush. This is why every one of us have to wake up. You have to wake up, wake up. It is no longer, don't wait for anybody to beg you. And when you see Biafrans shouting and shouting, it is not just about us. It is about every indigenous person. The war that has come is against every one of us. We must have to stand up and defend ourselves. This is the time to send the Janjaweed packing. Stop wasting your time talking about election. No election is going to happen. Election is not going to happen anywhere. That of Biafra land is already sealed and signed, and they know it. That is why you see what is happening in Imo State today is happening. That is why you see Hopu Uzodimma intensifying attack, taking the life of our mothers, attack on the mother, including our women. Our women, you see the attack they gave on our women and protesting. Because when we are protesting, they were chasing the women. And let me tell you, the flag of Biafra that was not raised in vain. When you hear that the flag of Biafra is high, it wasn't in vain. The spirit of Biafra has risen. And no amount of their attack will stop us. It doesn't matter how many people they kill. It doesn't matter how many people they kidnap. It doesn't matter how many people they like to destroy. The flag of Biafra that have risen have woken up every spirit in Biafra land, including the dead. The dead heroes will join in the fight. Our dead heroes will join in the fight, and we're going to win. It is not a small issue. The Biafran spirit have risen. And even our mothers are protesting. But because we are dealing with animals, people that are not conscious, they attack even women. I want you to see this video.
happening now at Imufu Junction. Happening now at Imufu Junction. Some of the women are protesting for the molesting and maltreatment given to them by the military men. Look at right now, they are dropping tear gas everywhere, and the women are not happy. They are not happy at all. These are the women from Imufu. Because of the molesting, these people have given to their children, for their kids.
You can see, this is to show you the situation in Biafra land, that the spirit of Biafra is risen. It is not time to be fear. Fear cannot save you. Fear cannot save you, including our women have risen also. Nobody is sitting back anymore. Fear cannot save you. The only thing that can save you is to fight and defend yourself. To fight and defend your land is what will save you, not fear. Not saying, oh, I will not do this, I will not do that. The more you continue to run away from this, it is something that you must do. It doesn't matter. Just like people who are saying they don't want war. They don't want war. Mazen Nanikan is bringing war. Well, the IPOB is bringing war. The autopilot, they are talking about war. They are, why are you fighting? These mad people everywhere. It is shocking that you see people who claim to be followers of Mazen Nanikan, they were even blaming autopiloted IPOB for speaking about the defense of Biafra land. Mazen Samuel Eba came in and began to talk about the defense of Biafra land. Mazen Samuel Eba made a mind-blowing broadcast and said that today we will start defending ourselves. We'll pick up arms. He didn't hide it. We will pick up arms to defend ourselves. And you see people who claim to be freedom fighters, agitators under Mazen Nanikan speaking against him because he called for defense of Biafra land. They go to their platform, they were talking trash because Mazen Simon Ekpa called for defense of Biafra, which is the right thing to do. I bet you, if Mazen Nanikan was with us, with all the things that are happening, you would have seen terrible things. If Mazen Nanikan was with us, I just think with us, if Mazen Nanikan was with us and be witnessing everything that happens today, you think he'll be silent? You think he'll be silent? The burning down of the zoo is mandatory. The burning down of the zoo is mandatory, and it's going to happen. Mazen Nanikan said it that in 2023 that the zoo will be burnt down. In 2022 and in 2023 we are going home. No man born of a woman can stop it. It doesn't matter your propaganda, your blackmail. Keep on facing your propaganda. You will pay with your life. Those of you who say they are not concerned, it doesn't matter, you don't want to be part of it, you are going to pay dearly. You will pay. Just pray that you'll be alive to tell the story, which I know that so many of you who are propagating the mandate of the evil man, you will not live to tell the story, because one Nigeria will happen to you. And when one Nigeria happens to you, you know what ends it? Each time you hear one Nigeria, what should come to your mind is death. Each time you hear one Nigeria, every group that have propagated one Nigeria, what happened to them? They open fire on them. It happened in NSAS. When people gather together to promote one Nigeria, what happened? They opened fire and they shot them. In Asaba massacre, they did the same thing. People who are talking about one Nigeria, they opened fire. And they will do it again and again. They don't care. They are going to do it again and again and again. Because it is not about you. It is about the Fulanese. It is about the Fulanese. Each time you mention Nigeria, have it at the back of your mind that you are promoting the agenda of the Fulanese. That is why you see every politician in Biafra land that has sold their soul to the devil. They can never stand up and speak for their people. Look at what is happening in Enugu State. Enugu State under attack, where we have ESN. They have decided to stand in between to become a hindrance to ESN. They couldn't allow ESN to do the operation. They attack ESN from different fronts, including the Saboutuers who claim to be IPOB. They attack ESN. The governors formed their Ebubago, used foreigners to form Ebubago to fight against ESN that was meant to defend Biafra land. Mazen Nanikan made it clear. From the very time he launched ESN, he said, ESN, their responsibility is to defend our forests and bushes, to make sure that our farmers can still go to farm. Our mothers can still go to farm and come back. People can still go to the stream and come back. That was why Mazen Nanikan established. Yes, ESN was not established to fight against innocent people. It was not established to fight against police or army. a security outfit to protect our land in our bushes. And since we have been installed, they have remained in the bush. But what did the Janjaweed do? They left the terrorists in their own side. They left the terrorists that have occupied their land completely. The whole northern part of Nigeria is under the control of terrorists. There's no doubt about it. Niger self, to be precise, in Niger state, Niger is under the terrorists. But you see them, they will come out and they begin to pretend about it. They will pretend about, they will tell you that their side is insecure. There's no place where Boko Haram flag is flying. But we know that in Niger state, ISWAP is in charge, including Boko Haram. In a place where you have about 5 different kinds of terrorist group in the north. And yet, you wouldn't see the presence of the military over there. But in the south, where you have people that are asking for their legitimate rights, mainly Biafra land, asking for self-determination, they open fire on them. They unleash all manner of weapons against them. Different kinds of attacks from different angles against them. And they think it's okay. They want us to fold our hand and watch. We have cried enough. We have complained enough. This is the time to defend our land. And we must defend our land. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't count anymore. It doesn't count anymore. The state that we are in, we will defend our land by all means possible. And I tell you, we are not the only ones that fought for independence in this world. So many people have fought for their independence in the planet Earth and they got it. So many have asked for their independence. So many have asked for self-determination. They were not killed. They were not destroyed. Those who were stopped fought for their own. They fought it and they get it. And our own is going to be an exception. We are going to fight for independence and we'll get it. In 100 days, the water will intensify until we get to Biafra. And I can tell you, yesterday, they felt the heat. They got the water yesterday. I can't share the video here with you. We have a lot of videos, video proof. But as I told you before, we are not into propaganda. We're not into propaganda. They saw water yesterday, and they will continue to see water. Mazi Simon Eber have said it. Our spokesperson, he has said it. Is that the day draws near, those who didn't believe that Biafra will come will begin to believe it. And as the day draws near, they will begin to know that they have been fighting the wrong people. When the time comes, in 100 days, they will realize that all this while they have been fighting the wrong people. Biafrans are formidable, and you cannot force us to make mistake. You can't give us the date for a fight. You cannot dictate where we are going to fight, how we are going to fight, and where we will do it. We will engage you in the right form with our own timetable. The Biafrans will engage you with their own time. I thank you, that is why I love my son. You can't distract him until when the time is right. It doesn't matter your shouting, your blackmail, your propaganda. You can't distract him until when the time is right. And once he moves, he will definitely come back victorious. Every other little fight he has fought since Masina was up, we have always come out victorious. And in going to Biafra, it's going to shock you. Every single one of you who didn't believe that Biafra is going to come, it will shock you. Wait for the shock. Wait for the shock. Only pray to Chukwu Abiyama if he will allow you to get into Biafra because of your doubt. Because as many as have doubted, the doubting Thomas, you know what happened to him? People who doubted the journey of children of Israel into the promised land, how many of them made it? So many of them couldn't make it through the desert. And the same thing is going to replicate. As many as do not believe that Biafra is coming, so many of them will not make it into Biafra. Many will not make it into Biafra. Many will not make it. But it's in the hand of Chukwu to decide your fate. It is not in our hands. Because everything we are doing today is being directed and controlled by Chukwu himself. It is not in our hand to decide who does what and how he or she does it. Chukwu alone knows whom he will forgive. He said in his words, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. Oh, it's in the hand of Chukwu, not in my hand, not in your hands. All we have to do today is to do that which we are supposed to do as Biafrans. And I tell you, Biafran, you are fighting the right fight. If anybody is telling you to calm down, that person is an enemy. Anybody telling you to calm down is an enemy. He doesn't want you alive. We are fighting the just fight, a just cause. We are fighting the right fight. This is not the time to calm down. It is time to go all out war. Go all out to get your freedom. The time is now. This is the time for us to go all out and grab the freedom. And any other indigenous tribe, this is the time, the opportunity. You know, Biafrans are always leaders. Chukwuokeme have many Biafrans as leaders. And that is one of the things that is scaring the Janjaweed. One of the major fear of Janjaweed, they know that Biafrans are leaders. You can't put them under. The children of Chukwuokeme are always on top. It doesn't matter where you hide them, they will spring up and lead. And today, the Biafran people are leading. And all the ethnic groups have to join. Stand up on your side and defend yourself, including the Hausas. Everybody should sit up, stand up and defend your land. General Danjuma said it in clear terms. He said every region should stand up and defend themselves. It is not just, you know, sometimes when we say it, they will say, Biafra man, they say, that is why most time we play the video. Maybe when you hear it from them, you begin to understand and begin to believe. Because sometimes when we are just saying it on our own, we are saying, they say it is Biafrans, they are talking about it. But when you hear it from them, you know that we are not the one. This word has been spoken and it has not changed. Hear it from Danjuma again.
Taraba is a mini state. It's a mini Nigeria composed of various ethnic groups living together reasonably peacefully. But the peace in this state is under assault. There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and of course in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. The ethnic cleansing must stop in Taraba State. It must stop in all the states of Nigeria. Otherwise, Somalia will be a child's play. I ask every one of you to be alert and defend your country, defend your territory, defend your state. You have nowhere else to go. You have nowhere else to go. God bless our country.
Did you hear him? That Somalia will be a child's play. The same language that Mazen Nandi can use. Was that a coincidence? It's not a coincidence. And you hear him in clear terms. Defend your territory. The man you saw speaking was former chief of army staff, a general, one of the people who is enjoying all the benefit in the zoo. That is why at the end of the day, he still said, God bless the zoo. Useless. Which God will bless you? Bless which country? The zoo is not a country. That is how every one of them is in their criminality. After he has said all that he said that people should defend, he said the military is colluding with the terrorists to take over the country. Talking about the genocide, he still went up to begin to bless that same thing that want to destroy him. He still opened his dirty mouth to bless that same thing that want to destroy him. This is the difference between us and them. We don't pretend about things. This is the difference between us and these people. Between Mazen Nandekano and every other activist you can see in Nigeria. All those activists, you see them, even when they know that Nigeria cannot work, they know it very well. They see it plain. They know that Nigeria will not work. But at the end of the day, they will still begin to support that thing that kills them. But in our own case, we have seen the problem, we have identified the problem, and we are pursuing the solution. And we will not stop at anything. We will stop at nothing to make sure that that solution comes. And what is the solution? The disintegration of the zoo. The zoo must be disintegrated. Nigeria must be disintegrated. Every region will go back to base. Every region will go on their own and begin to plan on how they can be able to protect their territory and survive. This is the only solution. Only solution. You cannot be thinking of a how can any human? It's so sad. It's so sad that I don't know the kind of mentality that people in that country have. So many things we are saying online have been said in one time or the other in their conventional media. Every single thing I'm making, every broadcast I'm making here, every word I use have been used in their conventional media to tell you that Nigeria cannot work. But after saying it, the same people that utter that statement will still come back and begin to talk about election. That is how evil they are. They will come and tell you that we don't want a Nigeria where there will be inequality. We want a Nigeria where everybody will be equal. Where are you going to find such Nigeria? Which planets are you going to find such Nigeria? Where everybody will be equal? Where people will be treated equal? Where will you see it? Go and look at all the idiots that are talking about the election today. They'll be talking about equality. Where everybody will be treated. Where will you find such kind of environment where everybody will be treated equal? Where? In which planet? And that is how you see them pretend. After this man, in this very speech I made, telling people to protect themselves, defend themselves, that the genocide that the Fulanis are committing against you, they are willing and ready to, that if you continue to wait on the military, that you will lose your life. He made it clear that if you wait on the military to protect you, you are gone. You're a goner. They will kill all of you. He called on every region to protect himself. At the end of it, he still went on and began to pray for that thing that wants to destroy him. This is how insane they are, how confused they are. This is how confused they are. But of course, most time you feel that Chukwu Okikame forced them to say things, to say things that will to make his position. Chukwu Okikame forced them to make his position. Even they don't know when they say certain things they say. I believe they don't know when they say certain things that they say. They don't know what they say. Look at him after telling us to defend ourselves, telling every region to defend themselves, telling us that the Fulanis will not stop at anything to kill you and don't wait on the military. He still end up and begin to pray for because of his evil, because of his oil well. This is one of the criminals who have enjoyed everything that who has been benefiting from the blood of innocent. This is one of the men. For a man like him to begin to ask you to defend yourself and protect yourself, you must know that that thing is serious. You must know that it is serious. But of course, he's saying it because of his oil wealth. He wants to protect his wealth. That is why after seeing all those dangers, he still reverts back and begin to pray for that thing that wants to kill him. Mad people everywhere. But the difference between us and them is that we have seen the way and the solution, and we will never stop at nothing. Until we get out of the zoo, we stop at nothing. And that is why I always play one video that I used to play here to tell you that what we are doing is not wrong. If anybody is trying to tell you that you're doing the wrong thing, it is not a wrong thing to ask for your independence. It is not wrong. If anybody is trying to cajole you, trying to tell you that fighting for self-determination is wrong, it is not wrong. It is the right thing to do. Self-defense is your right. Asking for self-determination is your right. You are not even the first people. Biafrans, you are not the first people to have to ask for self-determination. Oduduwa people are not the first people to ask for self-determination. And if anybody want to cajole you and tell you that, tell that person that he's mad. Tell that person that he's mad. Asking for self-determination, it is not a strange thing. It is not a crime. Even in the Nigerian law itself, it's not a crime. But because the children of Chukwu Okikame are demanding for their rights, they have made it a crime. And I want to play this video. It's a reminder. I can play it over and over again. A reminder to let you know that whatever we are doing is what we are supposed to do. And there are still people who still have some little senses in them, who are keen in, only that they are standing between. They cannot speak the way we are speaking. So many of them, when they come to their conventional media, you see them talking trash. Some of them who have played the video here where somebody was saying that Igbos are the most hated. Igbo Biafras are most hated. And they will be the last people to become the president in that zoo. And still yet you see today parading himself as somebody who is going to participate in what's other. He's still parading himself. You see him today still parading himself as one of the contestants. These are the evil men we see. These are the evil people we see from all angles, from all sections and all corners. And how do you think they can survive? They can never succeed. They will never, it doesn't matter how you try. These are people, they don't have nothing to offer to you. The only thing they offer to you is death and destruction. Only death and destruction is what they offer to you. That is why every one of us has to sit up and continue to fight for that which is ours. Every indigenous tribe, the whole indigenous tribe in the zoo has become endangered species. The only people that are not complaining are the Fulanis, because the country doesn't belong to them. They are strangers. Because they are the ones who are after people's land. About other people's land. We are talking about our own land. We are talking about defending our land, not anybody's land. We are not talking about stealing land from anybody. We are not talking about occupying somebody's land. The land we want to defend is Biafra land, the old southeastern region. The present south and the southeast. A country that has been existing in the past and still exists in our heart. A country that has existed, lasted for 3 good years with all the things the country has. We have it. They have their money, they have the national anthem, they have their currency, they have their banks, they have everything that the country has. They will have it. We had our own government. That is the country we want to bring back. So it's not as if we are asking for something that is extra, that is not real. We are asking for that which is ours, and we must get it. We must get it. It is the right thing to do. It is right to ask for self-determination is the right thing to do. In a situation where you are forced into a marriage that you don't want to belong into, you force somebody into a marriage. And the same people who are forcing you now to stay in a marriage are the same people who will see a woman that want to walk out of marriage and they will advise her to walk out. When you see a woman that is being oppressed in a marriage, a woman that is not comfortable in a marriage, you will be the first person to advise that woman to walk away from that marriage. You see them preach it. You see them on their various platforms. You see them when they address people on the various platforms. Some of them have many platforms where they are saying one thing or the other. When they want to advise I want to advise people who are in a relationship, they will tell you when the relationship is not working, walk away. It is not a matter of life and death. More especially when you are being abused in a relationship, you're in an abusive relationship. Nobody in the planet Earth today will advise you to remain in an abusive relationship, including Christians who doesn't permit divorce. They will tell you to separate. Including Christians that don't permit divorce, they will never advise you to remain in an abusive relationship. They will preach it. Even they will sponsor you to get out of that very relationship. Be you a man or a woman. Once you are in an abusive relationship, the first advice that people are going to give you is to walk away from that abusive relationship. But today, look at the Biafran people. Dehumanized, killed. All manner of evil is done against them. They are not wanted anywhere. The abuse is so much and so pronounced. The killing is so much and so pronounced. And yet, when we talk about self-determination, somebody will be asking me, why are you talking about Biafra? Why every time Biafra, Biafra, Biafra? You'll be asking me that. But that same person who is asking you that question, we still see a person who is under an abusive marriage, and you advise that person to walk away, including sponsoring that person to walk away. Who is deceiving who? Did we sign up for one Nigeria? We didn't sign up for one Nigeria. This is not what we signed up for. People who were forced together, amalgamated together, people with different value. We don't have anything in common. We were forced and merged together. And we want to walk away from that evil. You say we will not. We want to take ourselves away from that criminality. You say we will not. Why? Why wouldn't we walk away from it? Why won't we walk away from it? Why should we remain in that evil that destroys us? Something that doesn't benefit any one of us. Why should we remain in it? Why should we? That is the double standard of the world. But I tell you, the time for us to take our freedom is now. We can't wait for anybody's approval. We are not waiting for anybody's approval. We have cried enough. We have complained enough. We have written to Amnesty International with evidence proven. They have their offices in Nigeria. They have seen by themselves. We have gone to United Nations to report. They did nothing. They are watching. But I tell you, in this regime that we are in, the dragon is moving and he cannot be stopped. The countdown continues. The whole world will watch Biafra walk away from the zoo. The whole world will watch Oduduwa walk away from the zoo. We are going to end it, and nothing will remain of it. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to guide and protect every one of us. Before you allow somebody to deceive you, I want you to listen and watch this very video to tell you and let you know that, let me tell you, what we are fighting is the right fight and the right cause. Watch.
Do this, we will not agree. The North has asked to secede. Okpara called for secession. Several other groups have asked for secession. Azik Adakaburu started his own secession. At all times, the solution to secession is not to become bullish. The response to it is to invite the people and start discussing with them and find out why they are doing so, and be patient and agree with them and discuss and convince them why they shouldn't do so. And I must say that it is not an offense for anyone to call for secession. I did so on the floor of the National Assembly as a member of House of Reps in 2005. I called for the creation of the sovereign state of Biafra, and the heavens did not fall. The DGSSS at that time sent a letter because Obasanjo wrote a memo about me and asked him to invite me. But I said I will not come. It is within my right as a legislator to do that on the floor of the House of Representatives. If I don't do it there, where else do you want me to do? Do you want me to carry arms? So all of you must get used to having people say that they are so sick and tired and they want to leave. It's not a big deal. And let us even follow it. The truth remains, like our elder statesman, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed has said, that we are moving close towards Somalia and Afghanistan. I agree. He is very, very correct. The only difference between him and I is that I want to opt out of it. I don't want to wait until we get to Somalia, because we are moving too fast towards Somalia. When we get to Somalia, it would have been too late. I am saying, please, those of you who want to continue with them to Somalia, please follow them. Those of us who are opting out of the boat and we don't want to go to Somalia, I want to do what? Go to the right. That's a simple argument, and I don't see why it should be offensive to anybody. Because the combined effect of the provisions of the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights and the African Charter and our Constitution definitely makes it clear that anybody can make an agitation for self-determination, and that there is this blackmail by...
Did you hear him? I hope you heard it clear. The zoo is heading to Somalia. That Somalia has come again. But we don't want to be part of them. Let them walk into the Somalia. Those who want to go to Somalia should continue. But those who want to opt out of the ship, we are already out. The Biafran people are already out. The Oduduwa people are already walking out. 100 days. 100 days. And the music and the bell will ring. 100 days, the bell will ring. And no man born of a woman can stop it. We are getting out of this ship. And we are going home. May Chukwu Abiyama guide and protect every one of you who has joined me on this broadcast. I'm going to end it here because we are having a joint broadcast. The media team, we are having a joint broadcast. Autopilot media team are having a joint broadcast. So you can join us on that joint broadcast. We are going to be having a joint broadcast. Try and join us if you have time. Join us on that broadcast so that you can be able to hear. We have a lot. All the media team are going to be coming out on that very broadcast. It is going to be a joint broadcast, a mind-blowing one, a blockbuster. So many things will be revealed. So many videos will be played. So many information will be leaked. Please join that autopilot media broadcast today. Joint broadcast. We're going to have a joint broadcast. It's going to be starting very soon. Maybe in the next 1 hour or less than 1 hour, the program is going to start. So I have to stop the program here so that we can be able to prepare for that very autopilot joint broadcast, so that every one of you can be able to have time and join. I appreciate you all who has connected. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide you, protect you, secure you, and give you grace. May Chukwu Okike Abiama secure every one of you. May Chukwu Okike give you grace. May Chukwu Okike bless every one of you. May Chukwu Okike protect all Biafrans, all Odudu ones, all Middle Belters. May Chukwu Okike protect our ESN, protect our volunteer force, protect the BNG, the BNL. May Chukwu Okike protect the Omuada, protect Honorable Azoka. May Chukwu Okike protect our autopilot media. May Chukwu Okike continue to protect our spokesperson, Mazen Nandekano. May Chukwu Okike continue to protect our spokesperson, Mazen Simon Ekpa. May Chukwu Okike continue to protect our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekano. May Chukwu Okike continue to be abundant in him. We will never stop. No matter what they bring, no matter the attack, they can never stop us. May Chukwu Okike continue to strengthen us, give us grace to continue to walk until we get to the promised land. No man born of a woman can deny us our freedom. We are going home, and the time is now. Prepare yourself and join the ship so that we can get to the promised land as soon as possible.
Edam babi na ngachiazo oganira roma konye koropobi
na-eme ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume, ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume, ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume ka ọ na-eme.
And I will announce to you today, we are now fighting them back. And we will continue to fight them back until we get to a point where the international community will listen to how they kill us and how we pick up arms to fight back.
We are live and we are direct.
Zoo is panicking. Zoo is panicking.
I tell you the truth. It doesn't. I don't care who you are. I don't care.
I have become your last bus stop. And said it from the beginning till now. I will be your end until Biafra come.
And what we want to make abundantly clear is that we are warning everybody who is a stakeholder in the zoo about our determination and our resolve to ensure that our land is defended. This is a resolution we have reached, and it is cast in stone.
Gracias.